everyone. Thank you for joining me for this tutorial on how to use Stream Deck for non-gamers. My name is Carla and I am an empowerment coach, an American Sign Language to English interpreter. I represent Cutco, cutlery, and cookware. I have a whole lot of things going on and I absolutely love the Stream Deck. I wanted to show people how Stream Deck can be used for people who are not gamers. Initially, this device was intended for people to be able to quickly maneuver between scenes in their games and perform different functions, but I think it's becoming more and more popular for people who are content creators and people who work online in one way or another. I find it to be incredibly helpful. Myself, and for a variety of reasons, and I'm going to show you so many of them today. First of all, let me talk to you a little bit about the Stream Deck. This is, let me zoom in a little bit closer and actually switch my primary camera. I apologize for that. My primary camera to my document viewer. And what you're seeing here is the Stream Deck XL. This is the largest Stream Deck that they make right now, and it features 32 buttons on the face of it, and there's room on all of the Stream Decks to create a variety of extra buttons in any profile. You have an unlimited amount of buttons, so forgive me for my stumbling over my words there for a minute. I got distracted by my Stream Deck. The Stream Deck XL runs for $249.99, so $250, and it has a magnetic base that is very sturdy, and the cord itself is a removable cord, which I'm not going to remove, but let me show you that it is a removable cord that plugs into the back of the device but fits neatly underneath the device, so it doesn't ever get caught up in the setup. This Stream Deck that you're looking at, I love this device, this product a lot, and I started with this Stream Deck, which is a 15-button Stream Deck, and as true with all Stream Decks, you have the opportunity to create many secondary windows in your profiles. So I'm going to look at how to do that in just a moment. There are other Stream Deck products that I don't have. Let me turn back on my camera here and look at you. There are other Stream Deck devices that I don't own, but I do link to them in my description, and they are the Stream Deck MK.2, and that is the 15-button device that has a different type of base than the standard Stream Deck. The standard Stream Deck, let me get under my document viewer here and take my device out of the holder for a minute, and you'll see that the holder is lightweight but sturdy plastic, and it has a variety of different angles that you can put your Stream Deck on. So it is really easy to customize for your own ergonomic comfort, and that's one thing that I like about this. Now the Stream Deck and the Stream Deck MK2 is not a device that I own, but it has a base that is more similar to what the XL base is. And the other difference between the MK2 and the Stream Deck, both of which are 15-key devices, is that the MK2 allows you to change the face of your Stream Deck, and you can customize by just taking this front face off. My device doesn't do it, but you'll be able to take this front face off and replace it with a device that you, with a face that you either design yourself or download from the designs. I don't own one of these, but it will function the same way as the 15-key device that I have. And then there is these 15 key devices run for $139 on Amazon, $149 on Elgato. I don't know why it's more expensive on the website that makes the device, but that's big business for you. Undercut the producers or the manufacturers. With that said, I do have links to Elgato's direct purchase website if you'd like to buy directly from the manufacturer, or if you prefer to buy from Amazon, I have the Amazon links as well. These 15 key devices, like I said, the Stream Deck is either $139.99 or $149.99, and the MK2 is $149.99 on both websites. So if you have the budget to do a small one, you'll be able to do all of the same functions. And if even $139 or $49.99 is prohibitive to you, then I would encourage you to look at the Stream Deck Mini, which is a 6-key device, and it is also expandable. You can have endless numbers of pages under each profile, and you can have endless profiles on each device. What we're going to talk about today is how to set up your Stream Deck, some of the really nice features in Stream Deck, and I am going to jump right into a screen share with you'll be able to see my screen. I'm just going to open up my Stream Deck there. Let me put my camera on top of the screen view though. Let me make that happen because I think okay, well, I'm just going to show you some things on the Stream Deck. It's not so important that you see me anyway right now. Right now, I am on you're seeing, actually this is going to be important for me to show you, but what you're able to see on the Stream Deck, I'm going to have to, I apologize, this is my first tutorial with OBS Studios, and I think I need to make an adjustment that I'm not sure how to do. So what I'm going to do is I am going to open Stream Deck and I'm going to reduce it so that you can see the changes that I make. I just figured it out as I go. See, sometimes it's not obvious in the beginning, but if we poke around a little bit, then we figure out the process, right? Progress, not perfection, some very wise people say. What you will see here on the right-hand side is you will see my Stream Deck platform, okay? And I guess I should start by saying that if you purchase Stream Deck, what you're going to do, what's going to happen is you're going to go to streamdeck.com and you are going to have to say don't sell my information, and you're going to have to set some settings, and I never want people to know anything that's not necessary, so just there we go. You got to do that every single time, y'all. And I guess privacy is a good thing, so I'm not going to complain. What you're going to do is you're going to find yourself at the Elgato Stream Deck website, and you will have the opportunity to shop for different products, and this is the Stream Deck itself, or if you want to see a variety of other sampling of the other products, you can see them and you can just click on the device that you're interested in. Now, Elgato makes a variety of products, so if you're looking for other media, if you're looking for cameras or audio devices and so forth and so on, you can find that here. Also, by looking on the left side of the screen, and then after you've chosen your device, what you're going to want to do, they're going to have to ship it to you, but you might as well get excited, and what you can do is you can scroll all the way down to the bottom of the same screen, and on the left-hand side, what you're going to do is you're going to click on, I apologize, my my pen is doing its own thing right now. I'm not sure exactly what's happening for me, but I'm just going to go with it. So if you click right here to the downloads, then you will be able to go to, you'll be able to go to the item that you want to get, and you just click on find your item, and you will go all the way down to Stream Deck, and you will choose which Stream Deck you purchased. Okay, now the nice thing about Stream Deck is that once you download Stream Deck, you will be able to plug in all of your devices with the same software. You won't have to re-download software, or, you know, it's interesting to me that they, well, let me say this. Yeah, you will have to plug in your, if you started small like I did, I started with a Stream Deck and I only had 6 buttons, and then when I plugged in my Stream Deck XL, I had to remember to move my profile, but I didn't have to download any more software when I bought the second Stream Deck. Now you'll have to choose if you're going to be on Mac or on Windows, and the rest of the process is standard to downloading programs and software. If you haven't done that before, then I would encourage you to look for a video on that on YouTube, but I'm going to presume that you have that knowledge. Now, what you see on my screen right here, and I'm going to I'm going to use my Epic Pen here, and I love Epic Pen because it allows you to mark on the screen, and it allows you to add a little bit more clarity to your projects, and at the same time though, I'm still getting used to it. So if you look right here, this is the software side of Stream Deck, okay? And if you look right here, this is the camera that you'll be able to see the changes happening in real time, okay? So some of the areas that I'm going to want you to pay attention to, if you would please, is I want you to pay attention to this little area right here where it says Carla's Stream Deck XL, and this is where you will, if you have multiple devices, you will see them represented here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to turn this off so that I can show you that I have my Stream Deck XL represented here, and I have my Stream Deck, my regular 6-key Stream Deck that you see kind of in the corner here. Okay, you saw it earlier. You guys met earlier. So that's where you find your device, okay, is right here. But if you want to find your profile, okay, we're going to talk a little bit about profiles in a minute, but if you want to make an adjustment to your profile, you are going to want to look right here, okay? And what you will see is you will be able to, you'll be able to click on the down arrow, the drop down screen, and you'll be able to see all the different profiles you have. Now this is super amazing because Elgato allows you to create as many profiles as you want. So if you're like me, let me just tell you a little bit about me. I'm an American Sign Language to English interpreter. Wondering why my background isn't what I expect it to be. Because I moved things, that's what I did. Here we go. And then I'm going to play with this. For some reason, I apologize. Like I said, this is my inaugural live stream on OBS Studios using Stream Deck. And so I'm still kind of getting the hang of some of the features, and I apologize for the delay and for any confusion. You know what, I'm just going to go with this for right now because I do want you to be able to see my screen. And I'm going to pull this up again. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit about my profiles. Now, I started to tell you I'm an American Sign Language to English interpreter, and I am also a Cutco representative, and so I sell high-end cutlery and cookware. I create content. I'm an e-course creator, and I do quite a number of things. And actually what I was supposed to be doing during this live stream was I was supposed to be putting up some text, and I'm not able to see if that's working, so this is really all quite a big experiment. And one of the things that I said that I do is that I create content, and I also work on product demos for my Cutco and cutlery. I also update my social media using my Stream Deck, and I invoice my clients using my Stream Deck. And I'm going to show you how I do all of those things by moving through my different profiles. So I just clicked on a profile, and I don't know if you noticed that when the profile on the software screen changed, the profile on the Stream Deck itself changed to match it. And this is really the reason that I like the 32 button Stream Deck, the Stream Deck XL, is because it gives me a lot more space to keep some of my standard buttons on my Stream Deck and not eat up all the real estate. And what I mean by that is that I have some buttons that I always have on my profile, and they are my volume up and down buttons, and you can create those with a hotkey setting. I'll show you how to do that. My microphone on and off button, and that is just if I want to mute myself altogether. Now, this is for my computer controls. This is not for my Zoom controls, and I'm going to show you my Zoom controls in a little bit, all right? I also usually keep EpicPen on a lot of my profiles because I like to use, I'm trying to incorporate them in my demonstrations. I'm trying to incorporate them in my e-courses and so forth. It's a new tool for me, but I'm trying to use it so that I get comfortable with it. I also usually keep my screen brighten and darken on my Stream Deck on my home screen, whatever profile I'm on, and also my Stream Deck screen brighten and darken. And let me show you what I mean. If I press the screen brighten button, then my screen on my Stream Deck will be very bright, okay? And it'll get to a certain point, and then it'll cycle to the end. Or I can press the button for screen darken, and I can get my screen to be darker. But if I press my screen brighten on my computer, it's not doing it because I'm in OBS. Or maybe I didn't set it up correctly because I just got an exclamation point, so I have to check on that. But I can set up my sound to increase or decrease. If I'm listening to something online, I like to be able to reduce my sound if I need to, or increase it. I also keep some websites that I use, whatever websites that I use regularly, and I have an escape key on here so that if I'm in something and I just need to get out of it real quick, then I can do that. Now, this is not the exit that we use with Zoom, but I do have a key for that, so whenever I'm in Zoom, I can get out of there easily if I have to. This is my Cutco profile, and I have my cameras set up here. I have a couple of photographs that I use as backdrops, and I have a soundbite that I use. I'll show you how to set some of those things up in just a couple of minutes, but I just want to show you the variety that you can have on your Stream Deck. Now, like I said, I do have certain buttons that I always keep on my home screen on my Stream Deck, and I see that I have one that I never replaced. So I will have to do that, and I will show you how to do that in a little while when I want to show you how to copy buttons. But you'll see here that this is very customizable, each button, if I were to click on it, I can name it, I can, this is a website, so, or a program that I have on my computer, I'm sorry, and so what I do is I'll show you how to do this in a minute, but my point is that this logo is very customizable. I can customize it from a file that I have already designed, or if I want to create a button, I can do that in the icon creator. And with that, they're really big on the cookies thing with Elgato. I'm impressed, I'm not going to lie to you. This is, I wish it would remember my device, but this device, the device that they made, that's what they were doing. I'm willing to do this every single time, I guess. But I could create my own button, I could import my own images and text, I could also use any of the images that Elgato has here. I'm not going to go into that right now because that's not the most important thing about this device, okay? But I want to show you some of the really amazing ways that you can use Elgato if you are just the average office person that maybe you spend a lot of time opening files, or you go to the same websites repeatedly and you don't want to have to type it in every single time. You can just click a button on your Stream Deck. Like I said, Stream Deck was originally created for gamers and people who stream that type of content, and so there is a game capture feature here, and you'll see it throughout the device, and I've seen it in action. It's really wonderful, but I'm not a gamer, so I'm not going to talk about that because I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll leave that to the experts, okay? With OBS Studio, that is what you're watching this video in. You're seeing what I'm seeing on my screen in my OBS back office, and then you're also in OBS Studio, you can set up different scenes, different sources within different scenes, and you can customize your live streams or your videos. I'm relatively new to OBS, so if I'm going to just make an adjustment here, and I'm going to move my screen view down so that you can see that I really do have this background on here, but I cannot figure out for the life of me how to have them both on here at the same time. I'm not sure what the problem is. So what I'm doing is just making sure that the most important thing is visible. Actually, what I wonder is what would happen. That was a bad idea. Let me just say that. What I'm going to do is just put this back here, and I'm going to pop my screen up again and see what happens. Oh look, I figured it out. See? I knew eventually it would come back to me, but like I said, I'm pretty new with this, which is why I'm not making that video, by the way. I will make that video when I get better at it. I'm going to briefly explain this whole process in just a couple of minutes, but I just want to also show you one of the things that I love about Stream Deck is that it really helps me to stay organized, because I can compartmentalize every single thing that I do in Stream Deck. And what I mean by that is I can, if the first thing I want to do when I sit down at my desk is my first things first profile, then I can get on Facebook, I can get on all my social media and do whatever I want to do. I can check my primary email. I can invoice people, okay? I can check the news in my favorite, however I choose to get it, and I can also open different programs that I might use. But one of the things that I hope that you'll notice is that it's going to open up all these X's. Let's see if I can just get them all off. Nope. But it's just going to be that way for me today. I really clicked a lot of things, y'all. I really clicked a lot of things. I had no idea I was doing such antics. But there's got to be an easier way, but I will figure out Epic Pen and do a tutorial on that when I become more of an expert. But what I want to point out to you is this area right here where I have my same keys that I use every single time on all of my profiles. These are standard. I usually have screenshot on there too, but it just depends on what I'm doing. And the reason that I like I said, the reason that I like the 32 key deck is because I can customize this as much as I want to. And remember before when I said that you could have as many profiles as you wanted, as many secondary windows as you wanted on your different profiles? I don't really have anything on this one, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pop my camera over to my Zoom Stream Deck, which this is my Stream Deck that I use for kind of an extension, but I use it for Zoom, and I modified it a little bit just for this demo. Grace bless, this is a mess. And if you watch me click, I'm going to actually click on the deck so that you can see it, and you'll see that, oh, you didn't see it on the screen because I didn't change my screen. Give me a second, I apologize. You see how easily, when I switched to my Zoom Stream Deck, it went right to the profile, and then if I push this next profile button or this next page button, then the screen changed in accordance with what my buttons were doing. Now, that's important because you can do this just as many times as you want. You can add as many extra windows as you want. There's really no end to it. There's just absolutely no end to it, and I can go back and delete these pretty easily later by right-clicking and clicking delete. But for right now, I'm going to just jump back to here, and I'm actually going to switch back to this Stream Deck, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up a profile and how easy it is to do some of these really amazing features that we have in OBS Studios. If you would do me a favor and point your attention to this area right here, I'm going to be going down this menu right here, okay? And what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be I apologize, that Epic Pen, I've got to get better at that. Going to be showing you how to use some of the items in OBS Studio. I won't be able to actually start something new because I'm recording in OBS Studio right now. But I'll be showing you how to do that. I'm going to touch on how you can use the soundboard to enhance your recordings. I'm not going to use them here in this recording, or in this live stream, but I'll show you how you can do some stuff. I'm going to show you how you can use the Stream Deck icons or the Stream Deck menu tab to do things like create folders, which allow you to have many different functions in them. You can switch from one profile to the other. You'll see if I click switch profile, then my profile will switch. I forgot to switch back my Stream Deck, I apologize. So if I click switch profile, you'll see that my screen will move along too, right? They just stay in sync the whole time. And I usually keep my switch profile button in the same place too, always allowing for a next page arrow because I anticipate growth. You can have your computer go to a particular page of a document if you would like to. You can also set up some page indicator, which I'm not going to really work with today because I don't need that for what I do. But you can play with that if you need it. That's one of the nice things about this, is that you have all of the creativity in the world, and this is so easy to customize and so easy to change. If you don't like it, you don't even want to know how many times I have played with this and reformatted it. There are multi-action features. That is for things like if you want to turn your sound up and turn your sound down, or turn your sound on and turn your sound off. So we'll look at that and we'll set up a multi-action feature. I don't have a random action button. I haven't really played with that. I'm not going to address that. The timer allows me to be able to display a timer in my live stream, and I thought that was a plugin that I was, and all of these are OBS Studio, the soundboard, and a number of these are plugins that you can download. I'll show you in a minute, but I'm indicating the top of your screen, your Stream Deck computer screen, and it looks like a picture of a Stream Deck, and if you click it, you get information about Stream Deck or different products that Elgato offers. But if you click on plugins, then you will get different plugins that you can use that I'm going through right now. Real quick, I'll show you that there are some icons that if you wanted to download some icons for your buttons, you could do that. If you wanted to incorporate some music into your soundboard, you could find some of that here. And if you wanted to get some different sound effects, you could get those here. And I will show you how you can also upload some sound effects from your board, from your computer, using VoiceMod if you choose to download that. It actually VoiceMod comes already in this menu. You don't have to install that plugin, but you can uninstall it if you don't think you'll use it. Just a little bit more about what's in the Stream Deck folder. There's the brightness, the brightness, which is the Stream Deck brightness, that controls your Stream Deck keys, not your computer brightness. Your sleep button, I do believe that's for your computer. And then I'm going to just close these menu items as I go down the menu so that it doesn't become so cumbersome. And looking in the system, what I have found in my use of Stream Deck is I primarily use the Stream Deck menu item, the system menu item, and then VoiceMod and the soundboard. Actually, primarily VoiceMod, but and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But the reason that the system menu item is so important is because that's where you're going to be able to set up your web pages that will open just at the click of one button. You'll be able to put a hotkey switch on. So what that does is, if there's a key combination to do a particular action, you can set that up here. I'm going to show you how to do that. This is also where you will open a program that's on your computer. So, for example, I have Canva here, and I used this open feature to put Canva on. I'll show you how to do that too. And also, if you wanted to include some text in your web, in your live stream, or if you wanted to have it on your screen, then display on your screen, then you'll be able to put that in your on a button. You could set that up on a button, and also multimedia. So if you wanted to, for example, if you're running a Zoom meeting and you wanted to have a video at the ready, you could just set up a button and link to that video, or a link to something that you have downloaded on your computer actually would be better, but then it would open at the click of that button. You wouldn't have to worry about finding where it is on the computer while you're trying to host a meeting and figure out Zoom too. And that's, I think, one of the things that I really love the most about Stream Deck is it really allows me to, unless I'm using the EpiPen, which time, right? I wasn't very smooth with the Stream Deck initially, but it didn't take me very long at all to get very adept at it. And what I like about the Stream Deck is that it allows me to do different things while I'm engaging with my audience. Okay? So let's just jump right in. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new profile. I'm going to go to create a new profile. And then what I'll do is I will edit this profile, and I'm just going to call it, I'll double click on profile 1, and I'm just going to call this sample profile, okay? And then you click enter, and all's good. You can click out of that preferences box, and you will always see whenever you start a new profile with Stream Deck is that you always have this welcome button, and I like that, but I always delete it because I don't need it, and I do need the real estate for other things. So there's a couple of ways that you can add buttons on Stream Deck. Initially, what you have to do is you have to figure out what button you want and where you're going to find it, okay? So do you remember before I said that there are some things I always have on my Stream Deck? And that is my switch profile is always on my Stream Deck. And that is just because on every single page I'm on, if I need to move somewhere quickly, or if I want to change profiles, I want to be able to do it pretty quickly. So this is what I like about this Stream Deck. It is super crazy customizable. Let's say that this sample profile, okay, look, Stream Deck is so easy to set up that you can, if you're going to do a live stream, you could do a profile for every single one of your live streams, and you could keep it for as long as you need it. You could delete it when you don't need it anymore. And let's say that I am going to be live streaming about something, and I want to have this jump. It doesn't have to go to the next profile. It can go to the designated profile. So let's say that I want to be able to just jump, for example, to my coaching profile. Then when I click this button, it will go right to my coaching profile if I wanted to show something to my viewers, okay? Now I'm going to go back there to that sample profile, and I'll leave that what it is right now. And then I usually have a couple of other things. I usually have the brightness, okay? So I put the brightness, and this will make this brighter. Now, you may notice that there's an icon on here, and I personally, I have a little bit of a visual impairment, and so I kind of need things to be very easy to designate. And this blue on black doesn't always work for me, and frequently I like to create my own customized tabs or icons for my buttons. So what I'm going to do is this time what I'll do is I'm going to set this from file. So what I did, in case you missed it, is that I clicked the drop down arrow, and you'll see that I can choose from set from file, I can create a new icon, or I can open the Stream Deck icon library. Now in this tutorial, as I set up buttons, I'll do all three, okay? And I kind of was hoping this would be a pretty quick video, but it may not be, so if it isn't, please bear with me. It is all super valuable information, that I will say. So I want to, let's see if I have a light bulb. I do have a light bulb image. I'm just going to go ahead and click light bulb image. I'm going to open that image, and you will see that now I have a light bulb on my icon, and that's how easy that was, okay? Now, the other thing that I do is, the funny thing, I know what to do, okay. So then the next thing that I'm going to do, I usually move this over. And did you see what I just did? I just grabbed it, I clicked on it, and I grabbed it, and I moved it. And you can move your icons anywhere you want as long as there's room on the board. If I were to move this icon on top of this one and let it go, it would just replace it. I'd have to redo my next profile icon. Now, let's say that I want to set a multi-action switch. Let's say that. So I'm going to make this be my sound off, my sound on, sound off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I dropped my multi-action switch button. I just dragged it and dropped it. And I don't want to have a delay there. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about that right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this sound on. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. This may not be what I meant to do, y'all. I apologize. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my menu, and I'm going to grab a hotkey, and I'm going to put a hotkey on here. Now, this is a system hotkey, and those are your key combinations that allow you to do certain things on your keyboard instead of having to drag your mouse and click it or use your touchpad. Now, I want to be able to turn my sound on and off, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my function key, and I'm going to, it's going to see how it says right here, observing keystrokes. I'm going to turn my volume to mute, and then I'm going to click on action number 2, and I'm going to call that sound on, and then I'm going to grab my hotkey over here from the menu item. I'm going to drop this into my action area, and I am going to click to assign my keys. It's going to observe my keystrokes, and I can do sound on. Yep. Let me do that again. Sound on, and then when I do this, now let's see what. Now when I click this sound on and sound off on my computer, let's see what happens here. When I click sound on, sound off, you'll see that my sound goes on and off on my screen right here. Okay, so that's how you do a multi-system, a multi-action. Okay, and then what I like to always have on my, let's go ahead and get out of that now because I've set that up. And that's not what I meant to do, y'all. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm going to go back to my multi-action, and now you can see that my multi-action switch my sound on, but I don't like this icon here, and I also don't like this picture. So what I'm going to do is I happen to know that in the icon library, or in the icon library, there are some Stream Deck icons that I can use. So I can look in here and see if there is a microphone on-off switch, which I think that there is. And if not, I know where to find one. Haha, there's another light bulb. It's always good to know that. You might see this light bulb right here. You'll see, you won't see it actually on my screen because I took it off. You can actually control some of your hue lighting. I don't have that, so I don't use it, but yeah, you can control some of your lighting. Oh, here, this will work for me, okay? Now, the sound on, sound off thing, another way that, so what I would do is I would just, I actually like, yeah, I'm just going to leave that for now just to show you an example, okay? And then I'm going to click out of here because I don't need the Stream Deck library anymore, but that's how easy it is to change it in the Stream Deck library. Now, some of the other things, let's say that I anticipate that I'm going to want to, maybe I want to, one of the things that I do is I invoice my clients, maybe you will too, and you might have a folder of different things that you need to do. Okay, so for me, what it was, I'll show it to you. Let me go to my Stream Deck. Sorry about this. Let me jump to my interpreting ASL, PT ASL. So this is a folder, and you can always see what type of menu item you're working with. It says it right here. So you'll see this was a system hotkey. This is a system hotkey. If I click on my email, then you'll see that that is a website. If I click on my LinkedIn, you'll see that that's a website. And if I click on my Word, you'll see that it's a website, but not really. My screenshot is a system hotkey. And if you were to look at my cameras, you'd see that they're all labeled as sources, and I'm going to talk about that in just a couple minutes, okay? But what you'll see here is a folder. And this is my invoicing folder. And so I have some clients that I work with pretty regularly, and so I invoice them pretty regularly. And so within this folder, if I were to open that up, these are some of the invoices that I do regularly, okay? And I can certainly assign more items into that folder if I want to just maybe do whatever. I could put whatever I want in those folders, okay? So that's one of the ways that you can use a folder. So I'll go back to the sample file, and within our folder now, I can choose items, okay? Because what will happen is I'll click on the folder, and I can actually put a multi-action in here if I wanted to, and I could have it, for example, I could have this open up, let's say that I wanted to open up, for example, I might want to open up Microsoft Word, okay? So what I'll do is I will come down here, I'll type in a title, which I haven't done yet with any of these. And I don't always put a title in print on my folders, but let's just pretend I will today, okay? And I'm going to choose now my title. And what I'm actually going to want to do is I'm going to want to go to, that is the work. And I'm just going to click on that, and now you'll see down here it has Microsoft Word XC. Now, let's see. What the other thing that we might want to do is in our multi-action is we might want to open a website. Let's say that we do a lot of work on, I'm an affiliate with Builderall, so let's just type in Builderall. And I'm going to type in www.builderall.com, and then I don't get to customize this. Wait, maybe I do? I don't know. No, I don't get to customize these individual icons because they're part of a multi-action. And then let's say that I want to, maybe I want to open another program. I wanted to open, let's say that I wanted to open I often open PowerPoint together, but let's just say that I wanted to open my Google Drive, or really anything that is on your pen, on your computer, it can open. So I will go ahead, and I do frequently open PowerPoint together, so I'll have it open that, okay? And then what will happen is when I go back here and I click my multi-action, my computer will open all of the things that I've set it up to open with one button, And you saw how easy that was to set up. So imagine if you are somebody working in an office and you open, I must have typed that wrong. Oh, yeah, I sure did. I'll have to go back and fix that. But imagine if you're working in an office and you open seeing all these files every single day, or all of these programs every single day, and you spend all this time on your computer looking for them. What if you just put these icons on a Stream Deck and made it easier for yourself? What would happen then, right? So now I have this multi-action, and if I wanted to, I could call it something, and I could design my own button for it. And I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. I just clicked on Design from Design Studio. We've been here before. I'm going to just make my choices again, confirm my choices again, and then what I'm going to do, this is a multi-action, so I'm going to see if I have a Microsoft Word icon. Okay, and I don't. So when I don't have an icon when I don't have an icon that I want, then one of the things that I do is I just go to Google Images and get the picture that I want. So sorry about that. Let me just pop over here to Google Images. I'm going to just say I'm just going to say MS Word icon, and so you'll see Word here, and I like this one. So I'm going to just come up here. I'll right click this, do Save Image As, and it says Microsoft Word icon. So that's good enough for me. And then I'm just going to say PowerPoint icon, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, I'm going to just choose this one. And actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to choose this one because it'll be easier for me to match the images up. I'm going to save the image. I'm going to call it PowerPoint icon, and then I'm going to pop back into Stream Deck. Okay, now I'm going to come back up here to the Stream Deck Creator, and what I'm going to do is you'll see this black box. It's a little bit hard to see actually, so I'm just going to erase that, and please erase that, and I am going to actually put a box where that box is. So that's where we're looking. If you were to, if you have low vision like I do, that's where we're looking. Okay, now I'm going to erase that, or else I'm going to be making pink dots all over everything, which we don't want. See what I mean about that though? Okay, look. Just cooperate. Thank you. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my image, and it goes right to my downloads because my computer knows me, and I'm going to open this Microsoft Word image, okay? And I'm just going to click and drag this image and make it a little bit smaller. And then what I'm going to do is, hey, get over here. I'm going to, if you click it in the corner and move up diagonally, it moves it around for some reason, but it also keeps the ratios right, okay? But it's not wanting to do it, so I might just have to do other things. Sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate when you want it to, right? Isn't it like that sometimes? Okay, now look. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop right back into my images. I'm going to get my PowerPoint icon. I'm going to open that, and it oversized my other icon. No worries, we're just going to resize and drag and drop and be creative. And it doesn't matter to me, but I know to have the builder all thing on here, but I know I have a builder all logo, so even though I spelled it wrong, I'm looking for the logo. There it is, the JPEG. I'm going to open that. It's going to overshadow everything. And I can go back in and edit that website so that the address is correct. And now what I'll do is I'll click on Save Key, and then I will go back to the Stream Deck. I will just reduce that so that you can see me, because, you know, sometimes it's about engagement. And I'm going to now go into Set from File, and I will look down here and it says Stream Deck Key. I generally go in and rename it before I PowerPoint Builder All. And then I'm going to open it. And there I have the key. So now you've seen all three ways to get your personalized, customized Stream Deck key. You can use any image you want, so anything that you can download from the internet. I would recommend for the buttons not using PNGs. Those don't usually go well, but JPEGs do. Okay, so if you have to convert your file, you can do that using a variety of different programs. But a lot of, if you click Save Image As, typically that'll save as a JPEG. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other stuff that we can do here. We talked about the brightness. Let's say that you wanted to have a timer on your in your Zoom meeting, for example. Okay. Now we can choose to have. We can call it timer. We can call it break time if we wanted to. We can just call it break time, and the timer is easy to see, so that's fine. I'm gonna. What just happened here? I just edited. Usually when I do that, let me see. Let's see what happened. I don't know why it did that. Usually when I click enter, there it is. It just enters in the line. But I'm doing a live stream, so it couldn't work completely. I'm sorry if you find it a little hard to see what I'm typing. Like I mentioned, I have a little visual impairment, and so sometimes I need to see where my cursor is. And that helps me, so if it's distracting to you, I apologize. So this way, if I want to have a timer in my Zoom meeting, if I want to have an intermission or something like that, I can set a timer with this. Now, the other thing is that I may want to talk about me, or maybe introduce my business website or my personal website to my guests, or maybe you want to do that too. So you just type in the site that you want, www.carlalwarnock.com. This is my personal site, and I have a couple of, I could have multiple websites on here, so I usually like to set my personalized pictures on these, and because that's my personal website, and one of the first pictures you see on my personal website is me surfing, I'll use that as my picture. Okay, and then when I click that icon, that button on my Stream Deck, my personal website comes up. Okay, and that's how easy it is, right? All you gotta do is put whatever you want. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm just gonna get out of there. Let's talk a little bit about hotkeys. Okay, we talked about hotkeys being key combinations, or being key combinations that do different actions, and they are especially important. I don't use them a lot on my computer, but I love them for this because what I did, I'm going to switch views here a little bit. I'm going to push my Stream Deck XL back a little so that you can see my Stream Deck. a little bit better. And I'm going to reduce the brightness on that, maybe, so that you can see it okay. Okay? Let's see if that, oops, let's reduce the brightness. Oh, not that much, hang on. Lordy, lordy, you see what's going on over here, y'all? And you just play with it, there we go. Okay, now what I have to remember to do is, I have to remember to, well, actually I don't have to do this. Let me just show you this real quick. On here I have different icons, and with Zoom, when I am hosting a meeting, I need access to be able to mute my guests. I need access to be able to know who the participants are. Perhaps I could start Zoom. If I click this, my Zoom comes up. See how quick that is? It's super easy, y'all. I'm not kidding. Here I can switch between the gallery view or the speaker view. I can also mute my Zoom microphone, and all of this is my Zoom profile. Now, if you see my Stream Deck profile, you'll see that I still have my sounds on and off that I was working on, okay? And so I can control both my computer and my Zoom without ever really having to be looking at the screen and see what's going on. And the way that I did that was I used hotkeys. So let me turn Zoom back on real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. If you go to Zoom and you go to settings and you jump down here to keyboard shortcuts, you'll see all these different keyboard shortcuts for different things that one does in Zoom, from viewing participants to opening chat. So if you look at my Stream Deck, excuse me for a minute, and let me pull this up real quick. What is going on here? People, I'm telling you, I'll get the hang of it, okay? Let me just pop this up again now. This one. There we go. If you go to my Stream Deck, you'll see that I can adjust I can turn my camera on and off. I can, if I click over to the next window, I can leave Zoom if I need to. I can give control or take it back, that type of thing. I can take a screenshot if I need to. And then I can set text that I can line up my cursor. I can open the chat and then put my cursor in the chat, and then I can put maybe my website, my phone number, my email address, and so forth. Okay, so, or my website, all the things that you see here on the screen. I can put all of that in chat really easily. So that's where hotkeys come in. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to set up some hotkeys. And I'm just going to come up to Zoom, and I'm actually going to reduce Zoom a little bit. And I'm going to put Zoom over here. There's a lot going on the screen, y'all. But luckily for you and me, we are resilient, are we not? So I'm just going to see if I can make that a little bit smaller, but it does not seem like I can. So I'm just going to go to keyboard shortcuts. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to my Stream Deck XL. I'm going to go back to my sample profile. I'm already in my sample profile. And I'm going to open up these keyboard shortcuts right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to, let me see if I can move this around a little bit so you can see it better. Okay? You already know that it'll update. So what I'll do is I'll take a hotkey button and I will just pop that wherever I want it. With Zoom, I often try to keep my buttons actually, I usually keep my buttons in this area. So let's say that I want to be able to mute my Zoom mic, okay? And what you'll do is you'll just scroll down your key settings here, okay? And you can mute and unmute audio, okay? So what you can do is you're going to click Alt-A. Now, this is a hotkey button, so it's already waiting for you to assign it. What I like to do is I like to type in the title in case I forget to put a profile, to put a little icon on there. At least I know what it is. If I don't want to show my title, or if I don't like where my title is showing up on my button, watch my button for a minute, but also notice what I'm doing here on the right. If I click the middle button that has the title in the middle, it moves the title to it orients it to the middle, and if I click the one to the far right, that orients to the top, it orients it to the top. And while it's a little bit strange to see in the editor, you'll see that it's pretty visible on the screen. Okay, it's pretty easy to see. And so you can orient it where you want to. You can change your font if you like. You can also change the size of your font, so you can make it larger. And if I were to do this, that looks great to me, right? But I will also want to actually make my title Zoom mute, so that I know. And I would do it like this, and that way I'll know it's Zoom, mute, and unmute, okay? Now, at this point, I wouldn't even show a picture. I wouldn't even have a picture because you can't even see it. But you would just follow the same process for any one of these buttons that you wanted to create an action for. And you could do that for any other key combination. So if you happen to be a really big fan of the control and command keys on the computer, I'm not a really big hotkey user myself, but I'm starting to like them more now that I can do it with one. I've never liked them because it was a whole lot of coordination. I have dexterity issues because I live with multiple sclerosis, and so sometimes that kind of coordination while I'm trying to do other things is really cumbersome. But this makes it so easy because let me show you what I mean. Okay, I'm going to show you another really cool thing about Stream Deck, though, about how easy it is for you to maneuver through different profiles. You can, let's say we already know that I have a Zoom profile on my Stream Deck, right? And let's say that I don't want to have to recreate my buttons. I have already done it one time, and I don't want to do it over and over and over again. All I have to do is go to a profile where the button already exists, and I have to click copy, and I go back to the profile that I want to put it on, which is on my Stream Deck XL, but it goes right back to the profile I was working on, right? So I don't have to search around, and I can put the button that I want. I can either put it here, right? But let's say that I really like that icon, it's really obvious to me, I don't even need to type a label on it, and it just overrode what was already there, okay? But you'll see that it still had the Alt-A designation, okay? So then, I don't want to copy that, I want to delete it. Okay, so like I said, very frequently, if I'm going to use buttons over and over and over again, I'll just copy them off of one profile and put them on the other one. And the reason that this is really handy for me is because I participate in Zoom in so many different ways. As an interpreter, I don't need most of these icons. I only need to be able to move in and out of full screen, to be able to change from speaker to gallery, to be able to turn my camera on and off. But I don't need to be able to screen share because I, as an interpreter, never do. However, when I'm a presenter, I do need to be able to screen share, obviously. I need to be able to record. But if I'm just a regular participant, then maybe I don't need to be able to record because I'm not going to be doing that. So I can really set up a Zoom interpreter, a Zoom host, a profile for Zoom participant, and have 3 different Zoom profiles so that I have exactly what I need and I don't have to be fumbling all over my keyboard while I'm trying to host a meeting to get the chat open so that I can put my email address in there, right, and be doing all of that. I can just do all of that at a click of a button using these hotkeys. And so I would recommend that if you use Zoom for no other reason, Stream Deck is going to be a lifesaver, I assure you. I'm going to pop out of Zoom, and what I'm going to do is I will actually just show you one more time that if you wanted to copy an icon that you already have, and any one of these features, any one of these buttons that you can assign can be copied and moved around between profiles. So you just right click on the button, you click copy, you go to the profile you want to have, and you paste it on. Okay, so you get what you need. Now, for me, this is what I'm doing right now is just showing you how to set up different things. A lot of these things might not ever go together in my world, but they do here. If you wanted to have some text pop up on your screen during your presentation, maybe you want to highlight a point that you're making. I'm hoping I did it earlier when I clicked text. What you would do is you would drag and drop your text box, and you would just type the text that you want to. Please subscribe. And you would, so I said subscribable. And then what I like to do, like I said, I like to have a title in there. It helps me a lot, even if I don't show it. Now, maybe this title's here and you're like, I don't want to have please subscribe on there, or that's not what I meant to do, y'all. What I meant to do was this. That's what I meant to do, and you can just click on your text icon and adjust the size of your text. And maybe you don't want to see your title, you can just click on show title and it'll hide it. It'll hide it. It'll still show the title here, but it'll hide it off of your button. Okay, so you can still see what it is, even if you don't want to put a title on your button. Okay, but I like to typically put what the function is, just in case I can't remember, because, you know, I don't dye my hair this color, y'all, and I'm 54. So the other thing is multimedia, and what you can use multimedia for is if you have a video on your if you have a video, it looks like actually what this is if I was maybe playing Spotify and I wanted to be able to turn that on and off, or if I'm playing Pandora or whatever my music streaming software is, then I would have that streaming software, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, and then I can jump around and control it this way, okay? And so you can set the function that you want it to have, and you can set your keys in the create new design or in any of the ways that I showed you. If you don't have an icon in your computer, you can certainly download one pretty easily. And so if you are playing music as part of your presentation, this is a really great way to start and stop your music. The next time I make this video, I'm going to have some music to start and stop. So moving down, you can also, I'm going to go ahead and close system. You can also, if you wanted to go ahead and send out a tweet, you could do that, and then you'll see that, there you go, and then you can see, I would have to connect it to one of my accounts. I have my accounts connected on my main screen, but I can connect an account, and then I could just go ahead and right from here, from OBS Studios, just send out a tweet real quick while I'm doing something else, okay, or from Stream Deck, I mean. So you could do that while you're in your Zoom, right, just by pre-typing it and having it ready to go. This is a great way if you want to use social media for promotion. You can kind of preload your social media. I I don't use Twitch. I'm not going to talk to you about Twitch because that's not a studio I use. I don't have any experience with it. Now, this voice mod voice changer is kind of a cool thing, and I do have that installed on my computer, and it is on one of my Stream Deck profiles, but I can't remember which one, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is that's not what I'm going to do. I am going to click, I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to click. I'm going to click from System, and I'm going to click Open. And I'm going to just have this open voice mod. I'm just going to search for it. There we go. And it's going to open that. Yep, that's what I want you to do. And open. And then voice mod has its own logo. So I'm not even going to, I'll recognize that. Okay, so now if I want to open up voice mod, if I click on that, what will happen is it will open my voice changer, and I will be able to change voices, okay? And I'm just waiting for that to happen. When it's all opened up, I should get some options. There it is. And so this is voice mod, and this is a preloaded plugin. And you can use this to change your voice. You can use this to, I want to use this microphone, please. And what you'll do is you'll set this up. This is not something I'm going to right now, but you'll set which device you want to have, and then what you can do with voice mod is you can change your voice, and you can hear what it sounds like. If I wanted to, for example, let me go into voice lab. Oh my gosh. You can either hear different voices, or you can hear different sound effects, or both. So what I want to do is I'm trying to find this. I found it. It's so ridiculous. Is this what I want? Yes, it is. And then I just want to click here, and I want to go into voice mod, but it's not letting me just do what I want to do right now. So where is my soundboard? No, I want my voice. Anyway, I'll show you this in a minute, okay? I'll show you this a different way. I'm sorry. What I'll do is I'm going to go to a different profile for a minute because I don't want to get into how to set up voice mod, honestly, right this minute. But the benefit of voice mod, is this the profile that has it? No, this is not, but it ought to have been. Let me see where I had that. So, maybe it was here? No, it was not, for bless sakes. I know it wasn't there either, and I was V courses, that's what it was. Okay. So, let's see what I've got here. I've got this voice here. I do have voice mod running. Okay, I'll start voice mod. Start. Sometimes it takes it a minute to recognize it. And then it just opened it again, but oh. Okay, so this is what you'll do is you'll click on this and you can choose different voices here, okay? And on one of my profiles, I know they're on my small Stream Deck, I apologize y'all, but what you can do is you can click on the voice and it will change your voice, and if there are background noises, it will change that too. So I'm trying to get it to load my voice up and change it, but I'm not hearing it change. so that's the way it goes when you're trying to do a live stream, right? It doesn't want to work. For some reason it's not doing it. Okay, well, then it's not going to be a very good demonstration, is it? Alright, so typically what you would do is you would click on voice, you click on your, I have to get down to voice mod and I'll show that to you. Okay, let me go down there. I'm sorry. You can click on here and you can click on voice changer, and you would then, it says voice mod needs to be running, and I thought it was, but I guess I turned it off. Let me just open it back up again. Oh my gosh, please start voice mod, thank you. So then what you can do is you can open up voice mod. It helps to be able to preview your voices in here, because you will stream down here and choose your voices. And so if you want to hear what your voices sound like beforehand, what you can do is you can go to all of the different sections of voices that they have. So for example, you'll see that we're in Lost Soul right now is the one we have. If I click on, there's if I click off of this, then it will tell us what profile we're in. I think it's in, it's not giving it to me today because I'm doing a live stream. That's why. So what you can do is you can practice. You can click on one of these voices and you can choose to hear the sound effects if you want to, and also I'm sure you can hear my voice sounding a little bit weird. If I turn off the back of the sound effects, you might still be able to hear it. I should be able to hear myself, but I can't, so that's kind of weird. I could also click this to be funny mic, and if I like that, then what I'll do is I'll click down here and I'll choose the voice I like. Now, I can choose from all the voices, from my favorites, if I have favorites, or from some custom voices. And then this just allows you to have more, you know, an interesting voice. Like one of my ones that I have is the cave effect for one of my e-courses I sing. And I realized that I set up all of my sound effects on my Stream Deck, not my Stream Deck XL. But I'm going to turn the voice changer off. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to get back to my Stream Deck. So if you wanted to use the voice changer, you could definitely do that. And the other thing that you can do, and one of the buttons that if I have a voice mod on anything, then I have the voice changer on and off, because no, I don't want to replace this action, but I just want to put this right there, okay? And then I'll just call this voice changer on and off, or just on and off maybe. Sorry guys. And I'll orient that to the bottom so I can see it, okay? So essentially what I'm trying to say to you with Stream Deck is that you really can open any program, any website, any function that you have on your computer, you can open it with your Stream Deck. And in addition to some of this other, the voice changer, you can also use a soundboard to, you'll see here with the voice changer, you have like all the controls here, okay? I don't use all of these. I usually, when I have voice changer on, I'll show you what I usually use. I'm going to switch to my small Stream Deck, and I'm going to switch to my, I think this might be it. Yep, here's my small Stream Deck, and here's my soundboard, and I have a variety of sounds, okay, and this is, the reason that I have these sounds is because I'm working on a class, and I wanted to be able to use some of these sounds in my class. If you look, I also have a profile of distractions, so when I'm teaching about maintaining focus, I can use all of these sounds in my webinar, and there's other tutorials about this, and I'll do a tutorial about this, but it's really important for you to be able to put a stop sounds and a stop voice mod and a stop soundboard. So you'll see this voice mod sound effects off, and then this is just all soundboard sounds off. And that's because if you press a button and your sound is on a loop, and then you press another button and your sound is maybe on a loop, and you don't really realize that all these noises are on a loop, and that they're all, my voice mod is opening because I'm now almost update. You see what's going on with me while I do this live stream? Maybe all of that becomes too much, and you don't want to have to still be hearing that. You can just click this button right here and stop all your sounds. Okay, so I hope I didn't drive you crazy with that, but yes, I do, but not in the middle of my live stream. What is going on in my world? Okay, that's fine. I'm not trying to use voice mod for real anyway, but voice mod is updating while I'm doing this live stream. I didn't schedule that. It's just the way things go in my world sometimes, and you just gotta learn to roll with it. So I'm just gonna try to move that off to the side. But so this is where kind of having a smaller Stream Deck, or why I like having a smaller Stream Deck is I accidentally hit a button, y'all. I think that's what happened. And why I like having this smaller Stream Deck is because I can do things like have custom sounds for every e-course or for every live stream if I want to, okay? I'm going to let voice mod go now because it's not necessarily, I'm just teaching you about Stream Deck here. You can integrate Spotify and just pop a button in, and you know, this goes like every other button. You know, you pop your play pause button in. And what I like to recommend is that if I'm using Spotify, I do have that, but I'm not going to deal with this right now. Then I will put all of my Spotify buttons in the same area. Okay, same thing with Zoom. When I'm using Zoom, I put all my Zoom buttons in the same area. That's my personal preference. You don't have to do it the way I do it. I'm just telling you that for ease of use, if you find that helpful, that's what I do. Okay, you're really working the nerves right now, and then we're going to do play pause. Okay, so that way, if I'm in my Zoom and I want to have a little bit of music or whatever go on, I could play off of my playlist. Now, you did see that Spotify Premium is required. I'm not going to log in right now, but you would just log in and be able to, you could play a whole playlist. So, look, y'all, if you are having an event at your house or whatever, you could set up different playlists, and you could just, if you're the DJ, you could set up your different playlists and just go, right? If you are hosting an event, a Zoom event, my family has done more Zoom get-togethers than I know how to tell you about, and you want some background music, there you have it, okay? You can actually control your playlist here. You can remove songs from your playlist. I'm going to go ahead and just, this is this Windows Mover. This is for me to edit some of my my streaming, which is this is new to me. I haven't used it much, so I'll address that more in a future video. But let's talk about Sound Deck. Now, if you have a sound system, you can connect it to your Stream Deck, and you can manage all of it off the same one keyboard. Okay, you don't have to be fiddling with a whole lot of buttons. You can control everything right off of here on your Stream Deck. I don't do a lot of sound mixing, so we're not going to talk about that. I liked the magnifier. If you wanted to be able to zoom in your screen, you would put your magnifier on here, and that's helpful for me because I have a visual impairment, and sometimes I just want to be able to see what I'm seeing. Now, that's not working right now because I'm not in a web page. But let's just open something here, and I'm just going to pick DCS of SD.org. It's the Community Services of San Diego. And let's say I can't see their screen very well. I gotta wait for the page to load, but if I can't see the screen very well, I can zoom in. It's not really letting me zoom in though, so, and the button is maxing out, so I'm not sure how far in I'm zoomed, honestly. It says I'm only 100%. I'll just reduce that, we don't need to see it. Not sure what, it says select how big I want it to go. So once I got to 2 times, I maxed out. Let's say I wanted to go to 32 times. And then I open a website again, and then I click this. I might have to give it a minute to update. It looks like it is updating. 32 times, and then there's the magnifying glass. Okay, so this is magnifying, but my website's not, so I might need to learn more about that. But this button is magnified, and I actually don't want that button there right now, so I'm just going to right click it and delete it. And that's how easy it is to get rid of the stuff you don't want. The mouse mover is not something I use. And one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is, I don't know what Streamloops is. I downloaded that just to investigate it. But there are some OBS tools here too that you can, if you wanted to know, for example, what your CPS usage is, or if you're dropping frames, that type of stuff. These are some advanced streaming tools that you can just pop in if you wanted to find out if you like a drop frame alert and you wanted to know, then you would set that up in OBS. I haven't done that yet because I haven't done that yet. But essentially what you can see is that your buttons are very easy to set up and very customizable. Now, we did talk a little bit about how wonderful Stream Deck is if you wanted to make a live stream or something like that. So let me show you really quick some of the things you would need to do that. You would need to be able to, I'll move this break timer because I want to have a source. And what a source is essentially a collection of scenes that are compacted together so that it's all, when you click source, everything works together the way you want it to. So I might decide, and I'm sorry, a scene is a collection of sources. That's what I meant to say. Look at me. A scene is a collection of sources, okay? So let's do this. I am going to, for example, let's say that I want to have, I'm going to do something with one of my, well, right now it's only letting me do Stream Deck tutorials. I don't know why, because I got other stuff. But then it'll let me choose all of these different scenes within my within this subheading of Stream Deck tutorials. So I could use my branding and closing gift scene. I could use my business branding. I could use my document viewer as my only scene, or I could use, for example, if I click this, I can't show you how it works because I will interrupt my live stream, so that would not be good. But for example, if I were to click right camera, I would get this camera right here, and it would, my alarm just went off, give me 1 second. I had to reset my to the end. My alarm just decided to go off, so, you know. So if I were to choose my right camera, it would be this camera here. if I were to choose my left camera, then this would be the camera that would come up. If I were to choose my Stream Deck tutorials, this would be the main camera, but the other two cameras would also be on. And if I were to do my branding tools and closing gifts, you would see my main camera and my document viewer, but not these other two cameras. Those are not currently included in that particular profile. And when I talk about scenes and so forth, golly gee, I kind of didn't really mean to do that, but maybe I could put this. Ugh, that is so not what I meant to do, you guys. Okay. When you are setting up scenes and sources, you're going to do them in the following areas. You're going to set up scenes right here, and what you will do is you will click Add Scene, and you will name your scene. You will click Add Scene. You'll get a chance to name your scene. Let's say that I call this Sample. And then you will click OK. And you'll see in this area, you'll notice that in this area, you'll notice that it says sources, but there's nothing here. Now, if I were to click any of my other scenes, you will see when you look in the sources that there is something there, right? There's my different document viewers for, right now I'm in my Stream Deck tutorial, so you'll see my document viewer, my main camera, and then the logo that's behind me, and a couple of other items. I'm not going to go into too much detail about how to set those up because that's really more involved than you probably want to keep watching. But I will do another tutorial about that very shortly, and so definitely hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying this, and then click the bell and you will get to know when I upload that. But what you would do is, in your sample scene, what you would do is you will just come into your source area, you'll click your plus button, you will come up to a video capture device, and you'll get two choices. You can either name it a video capture device that you haven't already listed. So if I were to do that, let's say I call it device 3, and then what would happen is it would give me all the different cameras in my system to choose from. But I'm not going to do that because I already have all these cameras. This video capture device, I want to actually get rid of that, if you don't mind. Thanks. Yep, I'm sure. And then I'm going to click video capture device, and what I really will do is I'll do add existing, and it's always good to start with a main camera. And then you click OK. Okay. Now, when I do this, I can do all sorts of things with my main camera. I can make it smaller. I can add a second camera if I wanted to. You see me doing that in this tutorial right here. You see me with my document camera here, and my main camera here, and my left camera here, and my right camera here. And so you can see that that's all possible, and I do that using a docking station. I'm not going to go into too much detail because that's not what that tutorial is about, but that's what I'm using in case you're looking for a way to do that. I've got too much stuff to plug into my laptop. I only have 3 USB ports. Not nearly enough, but my docking station has more. And so that's what I use. And so with this main camera, then I have the option to get into properties and adjust my different settings if I want to, and if I wanted to, I could actually set some different filters. You see, if I were to hide this filter and this filter, you would see what's behind me for real is my green screen, okay? and it's not it's not steamed, and it's a little bit wrinkly, and it's not, I know most green screen people will tell me, look, that green screen sucks, and I'm not getting into that right now. But there are ways to adjust the green screen and your backdrop if you don't have green screen. If you're looking for green screen solutions, my setup is pretty intense, but there are all kinds of solutions that you can find to kind of help make your streaming a little bit more professional. And then, so once you set your settings, then you can, let's say that I wanted to add a background. What I could do is I could add, I said I wasn't going to really do much of this, but let's say I want to add an image, and I want to create a new image, and I'm going to be surfer girl, and I'm going to click OK, and then what I'll do is I'll go into my files, to my pictures, to this picture of me surfing that I love. And then my friend Denise DeSoto took this picture, and it's been my Facebook photo for quite a while now. And let's see here. Now, of course, I cannot find it, but really any photo will do. You can also put videos behind you, so if there's something that you, a video that you really like, you could also just put a video behind you. So let's just see, I don't have anything in there. Let's see if I have captures. Nope, I got no videos here. I think all my videos are in pictures actually. And let me just try to find this one because I love it, but if I don't, I know what picture I will use. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I can put this picture behind me, and what I would do is just put, because my picture overrode me, I don't necessarily want to do that. This is the picture I want though, so I can do one of two things. I can move this picture around, I can move me around, and the reason I moved and my picture didn't was because the HD webcam was highlighted, okay? If I had highlighted Surfer Girl, I would have been able to move the Surfer Girl, but not me, okay? But let's say I put my HD webcam on top of my Surfer Girl, what happens is she's behind me, okay? And I can adjust my camera to accommodate that, okay? So if I wanted to have this be my, I just learned this trick today, I hit Alt and move my, my box in, and it will not shrink my picture, whereas if I do not hold Alt down, it will make my picture smaller, but if you hold Alt down and you drag stuff around, it will just move the side that you're moving, it won't move the whole picture, it won't resize it. So you can put a photo behind you, you can put a video behind you simply by clicking on HD webcam and HD webcam, and then right clicking, and then you get, you can choose filters, and that's how you adjust your coloring, but you can also rename, remove, I'm lying to you. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click add, and you're going to want to either choose, maybe you want to put text above you, maybe you might want to have this text will say, please subscribe, and then I'll just choose this, that font is fine, I'm good with that, and then I will put that over, but I don't know why I can't see it, because maybe it's too less big. I'll choose this font, and I don't know why it didn't do it, but I think it should have said please subscribe over the top. I don't know why it didn't do it, but let's see what happens if I move some things around. Maybe it's under there and I just can't see it. I don't know. But if you want, this is a layered process, so if you want something to be on the top, it needs to be above the thing you want it to be on top of, and whatever's on top will be seen. Okay, so maybe I need to put that here, but I still can't see it. Once you get everything where I don't know why I can't see it, and I'm not going to give a lot of attention to that because that's not what this video is about. And I'm not going to give attention to the quality of this right now because that is changeable pretty easily, but that's not what this video is about. So then once you have stuff where you want it, you lock it in place, and then when you go back to the a different template, then or a different scene, then you will get what you've already preset. Okay, so that is a very, very long basic tutorial about Stream Deck. I didn't expect it to be this long, and what I may do is go back later and break that down into a couple of more bite-sized chunks. But I can't say enough amazing things about this device, and if you do not already have one, get one. If you can't afford a big one, go ahead and get the 6 key to start. You'll just have to have more of these secondary windows in each of your profiles, but you still have unlimited options. And it's a great way to start and kind of increase the quality of your videos and your live streams and so forth. And then as your budget allows, then you can upgrade. One of my rules is if I earn money in a particular income stream, then I do something to upgrade that income stream. So if that works for you, maybe one day you'll be buying a Stream Deck. Okay? Thanks for watching. If you know me, you know that I believe that knowledge is empowering. I hope you feel more empowered with the knowledge that you've gotten today. And I hope you create amazing things on Stream Deck and on OBS Studios. Have a great day.